What's up, clean car fanatics? Welcome back to Cleaning Up with Jake, Episode 4. I am your host, Jake Kelleher. We are going to be jumping headfirst into some serious car wash intel today. First off, huge thanks for all the feedback on Episode 3, where we broke down the In-Bay Express concept and the rise of car wash membership programs. Your engagement was awesome, so thank you for that if you were one of those people who engaged. Today's lineup is stacked. First, we're going to be paying a homage to an industry titan. Then, we're going to be discussing a growing trend in in-bay automatic washes. And finally, we'll be taking a deep dive into one of the most iconic touchless machines ever made and its history. So with that being said, let's get straight into it.
History. Evolution. Progress. Ryko Manufacturing is the leader in the vehicle wash industry for one reason. We never rest on our laurels. Constantly improving upon our already innovative product line, Ryko strives to bring you the highest quality wash systems in the world. The culmination of more than 25 years of research, testing, and design have brought us to the most sophisticated and technologically advanced touch-free wash system available.
Yep, you heard that right. We're going to be talking about Ryko Manufacturing Company. Let's kick things off with a company that has been a cornerstone of the car wash industry for many, many decades. Ryko Manufacturing Company. So let's talk about its founding and early impact. Founded in 1973, Ryko quickly established itself as a major force, known for building incredibly durable and reliable car wash equipment. For example, the Ultrasonic 2001 rollover, which was a touch-free in-bay automatic from, if the number at the end kind of gives it away, it was a millennium machine, as in it came out in the very early 2000s, the dawn of the millennium. I actually wanted to mention that the audio you just heard that I used to introduce Ryko Manufacturing Company was from an official product video made by Ryko Manufacturing themselves. Of course, the audio quality wasn't great because it was 2000. It wasn't really the greatest equipment available at the time. Moving on. Innovation. They weren't just building machines, they were pushing the envelope with new wash technologies. Whether it was pioneering specific brush materials like foam bright, or advancing touchless automatic systems, like the Ultrasonic 2001 did. The Ryko Ultrasonic 2001 has long been retired, I should say. They are still making the Ryko Radius touch-free system, and I actually have a whole segment I want to do on why they're so uncommon in California these days, but that's another story. So one thing they were also known for in their heyday, and still kind of today, durability and reliability. Their machines are well known for being workhorses that are designed to withstand the test of time, and that is a crucial factor when you're trying to sell your machine to operators. 100% correct. Broad reach. You will find Ryko equipment everywhere. Gas stations, most commonly. Independent car washes, like ones with manual bays and automatic bays. You'll oftentimes find one of those there. Dealerships, and even large fleet wash operations. Their footprint is absolutely massive. If you can't tell, I am reading off my AI-generated show notes that I went through and proofread. We'll see just how well I did it. I'm just kind of elaborating. These are just kind of Kickstarter points. Customer focus. Constantly evolving in their product lines, as the video just mentioned, to meet operator and consumer demands for better, faster, and more efficient washes. Evolution and adaptation. How they have stayed relevant. They've been adapting to new cleaning chemistries, and they still are today as the industry evolves. Environmental regulations and excuse me, man, I'm out of it today. Also, what else is new? And integrating advanced controls. That is very true. They've done that since the Ryko Voyager, which is a vintage rollover that they made in the 80s. They're a prime example of sustained leadership through consistent quality and innovation. Now, with that information in mind, I want to share my personal connection. I'm someone who has reviewed and experienced countless car washes, and a good majority of them were Ryko machines, typically Ryko soft gloss machines, either whether it be the Ryko soft gloss XS2 or the Ryko soft gloss Max and its later models, which I encounter all the time. For context, I live in Southern California, and so we are littered with these soft gloss machines. Almost every corner has one, and they're gas station washes. So, since I have that experience, I do get a sense of their legacy when I see them in action. From older models still chugging along in 2025 to all of their latest offerings. Now, Ryko Manufacturing Company was its own company at one point, but within the last 5 or 6 years, I don't know exactly what year, a company named National Car Wash Solutions, or NCS as they're abbreviated, recently purchased Ryko and is now a subsidiary of NCS. And they also purchased McNeil Tunnel Car Wash Equipment. They still make stuff both in their names today, but they're just owned by another company. And also NCS sells their products that they acquired from both those companies. I have another segment that I'm going to do on McNeil themselves on a different episode. So for now, that was the rundown of Ryko Manufacturing Company and its legacy. Some of the things that they were known for: in the very early stages of Ryko, they were making a machine called the R784, and there are videos of it on YouTube, none of which are mine, because these are extremely vintage machines. I think they were made as far back as the 60s or the 70s. I don't know exactly when, because it was long before my time. And they've been evolving on that ever since. That was their first friction car wash. Jeez, I don't know. That was something, I don't know, for some reason some air was coming up my throat. My apologies for that. And now they currently still sell the Ryko Soft Gloss Max 5, and they actually sell a conveyorized tunnel version of the Soft Gloss, although I don't think there are any in operation as far as I'm aware. I mean, someone will be on here correcting me if I'm wrong. They still make the Ryko Radius HT, which is their touch-free model. And again, I'm going to be doing another segment on how it became so rare in Southern California. Hey there! Thank you for listening to my podcast. If you would like to see more of my work, head to the videos section of my YouTube channel. If you would like to see exclusive photos that you won't see on the channel, head to my Instagram page, jkelleher24yt. That's JKELLIHER24_YT. This is where you can also send me a direct message, and maybe, if you're lucky, you will get to have a chat with me. Once again, I thank you so much for listening, and we will be right back in just a moment. Alright, welcome back to Cleaning Up with Jake. We are going to dive into our second segment right off the bat, and it's entitled The Rise of Hybrid, Touchless, and Soft Touch in-bay Automatics. So now we're going to move from history to a current exciting trend. The rise of hybrid in-bay automatics, meaning the machines offer both friction, which is brushes, and touchless high-pressure water applications, wash options in one singular bay and in one machine. In the last episode, we briefly mentioned the Mark 7 Choice Wash XT in a video, which is a great example of a hybrid. Today, we're going to be talking about the concept in general, why operators are choosing these, and why they're so popular with customers. Here's the why. Customer choice is king. It really is. Diverse preferences. Some customers swear by brushes for scrubbing power. Others fear the scratches and swivel marks and prefer pure touchless automatic systems. Hybrids eliminate the need for two separate machines or the idea of going to the competitor down the street who has a touch-free machine, or the opposite of what a customer doesn't want. The best of both worlds. The customer might choose a touchless wash for a light rinse or a friction wash for heavily soiled vehicles. The machines of this type tend to offer both. Optimized cleaning. Some programs can even combine aspects, for example, a touchless pre-soak followed by a light friction for a deep clean. Here are some benefits for operators. Speaking of, wider appeal attracts more customers by catering to all preferences. Increased revenue is another benefit, potentially higher average ticket value, as customers may opt for a more feature-rich hybrid wash. Space efficiency. One machine does the job of two, saving valuable real estate. That's exactly right. Real estate costs, especially in SoCal, can get pretty damn high. How they work. Excuse me. These machines are engineering marvels, seamlessly deploying and retracting brushes and activating high-pressure nozzles based on a chosen wash package. It is truly a testament to modern wash technology. Yep. Here is my take. I love seeing these in the field, and I do encounter quite a few of them. One of them I'm going to talk about in another segment about a feature manufacturer. I have it planned. It hasn't been shot yet. I love seeing these in the field. I really do. They really empower the customer and show manufacturers that there is a listening market to demand more versatile solutions. And obviously, as I said at the very beginning, customer choice is king. It really is. Sometimes I may want a touchless wash as opposed to a soft touch, and I would love to have that option, in a car wash near me. Supposedly, there's a new one in Yucaipa getting built where I'm from. It looks like it's going to be another mini express tunnel, and I'll have a video on that as soon as it's ready, obviously. Well, that was actually pretty darn quick. I didn't expect me to get through this section pretty quick. But when we come back, we're going to be getting into our third and final segment of the show, the Laserwash 360 and its history. You're listening to Cleaning Up with Jake. Stick around. Hi, are you a car wash owner or an industry professional? If you are, I am looking for some guests to have on the show for some interviews. I can usually do interviews remotely, meaning that we can do it over Zoom or over a phone call, whichever is most comfortable for you. And if you have stage fright, you can rest easy because my podcast is audio only, so the lighting and makeup will always be perfect. I want to learn from you guys. Email me at business.jakekelliher24@gmail.com. That's business.jakekelliher24@gmail.com. Head over there and we can talk there. I don't have an agent or any representatives, so when you email me, it will be myself solely responding. Thank you for your consideration, and I look forward to talking with you all soon. Hey, welcome back. It's Cleaning Up with Jake, and without further ado, let's get into segment 3, entitled the PDQ Laserwash 360 and its history and its predecessors. So let's talk about an absolute legend in the touchless car wash space, the Laserwash 360, and its incredible lineage and history. We'll go ahead and start with the history and work our way to the 360. The Laserwash line started with the Laserwash 4000s from the late 80s and early 90s. Now, I've been through a few of these, and the experience can change from place to place that has one of these. The Laserwash 4000 was a game changer. The 4000 set the standard for touchless in-bay automatics, with one arm that moves around the car and one back-and-forth gantry. It was innovative, reliable, and produced a fantastic clean in its time. Some of its key features included distinctive overhead arch, precise spray patterns, and a reputation for consistent touchless washing. And one thing I did hear, I don't know this for sure, so because I haven't talked to anybody, but I've read in comments that the reason why, the Laserwash 4000 was quickly, being phased out is because the wheels that it used to make the gantry move back and forth were very easily broken and can cause a wash to, break down mid-wash, and that's not good for the business, or the customer. And honestly, a lot of places these days consider the 4000 a lost cause because it's old. So now we dive into the Laserwash M5, which is the second model in the Laserwash line. The M5 is built upon the 4000's success, bringing improvements in speed, efficiency, refined control systems, and more. It was a solid step forward, refining the core touchless experience. I have had the I've had this experience with one Laserwash M5, and that was in Tustin. Unfortunately, that one was extremely worn, but to my surprise, it did work as it should have. And that video is live on my channel. Just gotta go look for it. It was called King's Car Wash, I believe. It was in Tustin. If you look around my channel, you'll find it. It's the only Laserwash M5 I've ever filmed. And then we move into a model from around 2009. The Laserwash G5S. This is the third model in the line. With the G5S, PDQ pushed boundaries even further. We saw advancements in gantry design, more sophisticated sensor technology for better vehicle profiling, and enhanced chemical delivery systems. This machine upped the game in cleaning power and the speed for touchless machines. It did. And there was a video, I'm going to have to make a reaction segment in the podcast, that was from PDQ Manufacturing, their YouTube channel, their official YouTube channel. And it was a comparison of the Laserwash 360 versus the 4000, and I'm going to put that in my segment notes because I just thought of it now, to do a segment similar to what I did with a Choice Wash XT, kind of stopping it and pointing out things in between. But that's definitely a good segment idea. And it mentioned a lot of the things that the notes here talk about. Alright. So now we're going to go into the Laserwash 360, which is where we stand today with PDQ lineups. What made it 360 degrees, pun intended? The name reference to its smart adaptive wash capabilities, moving around the vehicle with incredible precision, to hit every angle, and it also thinks about the wash. It definitely does, and also the way that it profiles a vehicle depends on how the operator chooses to install additional programming features when they buy the machine. I've been through one in Lake Elsinore at a place called UWash Self Service. I actually, not too long ago, just posted in my most recent revisit. As a matter of fact, I did get a comment from the owner of that wash, and they had finally, as of early June, replaced the old Laserwash 360 with a new Washworld Razor. So by the time this episode comes out, that video probably won't be out yet, but you're definitely going to look out for it because there was a really high chance I'll be revisiting this month in June as of when this was recorded. But what was interesting about that Laserwash 360 I just mentioned that was replaced is that it actually did tilt like about 45 degrees, 65 degrees roughly in that, in that frame to get the mirrors as it passed by the vehicle. Interesting programming. And I thought, but as worn as the machine was, that profiling still worked. So yes, it is definitely good with profiling, and I can see why some places are still installing them to this day. Here are some key features of the Laserwash 360. Smart 360, also pun intended, technology. It scans the vehicle's actual size and shape, optimizing spray pass, as I just talked about. The virtual pivot feature allows the wash arm to pivot on its axis, mimicking the movement of human hand for superior side cleaning. Of a human hand for superior side cleaning. Jeez, I'm not good with reading these notes, but we're going to do it anyway. Integrated side blasters and wheel cleaners often features dedicated systems for wheel and lower vehicle sections. For instance, the side blast when you pull into the bay and getting lined up with the machine. Advanced chemical application, precise dosing, and optimized application of pre-soaks and protectants. Well, let's pause right there because I actually do want to mention, as we were talking about the Laserwash 360 in Lake Elsinore, the lava bath effect that it had when I last went, barely worked at all. So if you don't maintain these things, they won't be as precise as the notes are sharing here. And that's to an owner. That's an owner's responsibility, of course. Powerful drying. Integrated drying systems that follow the vehicle's contours if you have onboard dryers. The one in Elsinore had offboard dryers that were left over from what I assume was a Laserwash 4000, and that Laserwash 4000 at that car wash is what the Laserwash 360 replaced back in 2011. And last but not least, the impact. The Laserwash 360 has essentially set the benchmark for modern touchless car washes, combining speed, efficiency, and exceptional cleaning. It's a machine I always get excited to see in action during my reviews. I wouldn't say it's always exciting. I've been through quite a few Laserwash 360s. Most of them perform exactly what I expected. They're not terribly unique or varying. That's why I like the Washworld Razor, because the machine has a huge ability. The Washworld Razor has the ability to be customized by an owner to a great extent, so each experience could differ from the last. But I still look forward to getting to film them, because for the longest time I couldn't find any PDQ systems. So I'll take it. Alright, that pretty much tops off segment number 3. Sorry about my stuttering. When we come back, we're going to wrap up this episode with some final thoughts and a call for action. This is Cleaning Up with Jake. We will be right back in just a moment. On the next episode of Cleaning Up with Jake, we will talk about my inspiration for making car wash videos. Plus, we will dive into a bygone car wash manufacturer, Futura Vehicle Wash Systems. Finally, I will share with you the oldest trick in the book for gas station car washes. That's all coming up on the next edition of Cleaning Up with Jake. Alright, with that being said, we are wrapping up the end of episode 4 of Cleaning Up with Jake. We honored Ryko's long legacy, we explored the smart choice of hybrid in-bay automatics, and we traced the incredible lineage of the PDQ Laserwash series. So I want to ask you a few questions, and this is stuff for the comment section, so listen up. What is your thoughts on Ryko? Do you prefer a hybrid car wash, like we just talked about? And which is your favorite Laserwash model? The classic 4000 or the modern 360? Once again, you want to put that in the comment section. I'd be looking forward to reading everything. If you're digging the podcast, please hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you know when I upload future episodes. Rate the video if you liked or disliked it. Any engagement does help me bring my channel to more people. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Cleaning Up with Jake. I will see you in the next episode. And that's it. Thank you all for listening, and bye for now.